Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Catalyst webinar series presented by the Education Committee for the Southern California PGA. We'd also like to welcome you to the Catalyst series brought to you by PXG. Get ready to transform your game with PXG. You'll experience exceptional quality, innovative technologies that produce real, measurable results on the golf course. We're very excited to have Anthony Leone and the SCPGA Foundation team this morning joining us. We have Matt Rogers, who's a foundation manager, Nina Pizzatello, who is our PGA Works Fellow, joined by James Davenport, also from the PGA Hope Program and the foundation team, and Mike Schultz and Jenny Bethune joining us as well this morning. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining the Catalyst webinar.
Good morning, John. Thanks for having us. It's truly an honor to get to speak about our foundation and all the great work that we do. My name is Anthony Leone. I'm the director of the SCPGA Foundation. Let's just we'll take a dive in and talk a little bit about what we do here as a foundation. Our goal today is really to give a clear picture of what our foundation does. We'll introduce our key team members, as you alluded to, and highlight some of the impact of our programs. We do have some special guest speakers who will share their stories and bring our work to life through their experience and impact that our foundation and our work has done through their lives. So, if it's okay, we'll jump in. Maybe we'll do a quick meet the team. We're honored to work alongside our executive director, Nikki Gatch, our chairman, Eric Lohman, James Davenport, our PGA Hope coordinator, who's also a Navy veteran, Matt Rogers, our foundation manager and Marine veteran, and Nina Pizzatello, our SCPGA Works fellow. We certainly would not be able to do all the great work that we do. They are certainly dedicated, a lot of hard work, a lot of time, effort, energy behind the scenes to make sure that we are completing our mission. So maybe we'll get into our mission a little bit and a little bit of the history of our foundation. So our foundation was established in 1997 to support and grow the game of golf across Southern California. Initially started providing scholarships and a little bit of support for SCPGA Junior Tour scholars, and it's really blossomed to what our foundation is today. We've updated our mission to emphasize accessibility, community, and lifelong engagement. The lifelong engagement piece is actually pretty critical to what we do. Our current foundation board member, John McNair, he always stressed, it's not enough to only introduce the game. We need to try and create a lifelong love of the game. We need people out on the golf course paying to play golf, customers, paying customers here in Southern California. So, that's really how we try to approach every single one of our pillars and every single one of our programs is creating a lifelong love of the game of golf. So we'll transition through to our pillars. It's going to be scroll down there, John. It's going to be the next slide down there. Slide 5. Thank you. So to give you a sense of our scope, our foundation work is organized into 5 pillars. The first pillar is our PGA Hope pillar. Obviously, helping our veterans through the game of golf. Hope stands for helping our patriots everywhere. It's a flagship program through the PGA of America, the PGA Reach Foundation. We certainly have spent a lot of time and effort and energy expanding and growing our program here in Southern California. James will talk a little bit more about that. Our SCPGA Junior Tour pillar, which provides competitive pathway for juniors across Southern California. Our grants and scholarships pillar, where we offer financial support for families and students through the SCPGA Junior Tour, as well as scholarships for those students heading off to college. In our Clubs for Youth program, where we deliver brand new sets of equipment and coaching to underserved high school students throughout Southern California. And finally, our community accessibility and advocacy pillar, which encompasses all of our player development programs, Drive, Chip, and Putt, PGA Junior League, as well as our partnership with all of our community affiliates, organizations like First Tee programs, SCGA Junior, T Dudes and T Divas, which Jenny is on the call today, in our legislative advocacy portion, which Matt has a huge role in, as well as Nikki. And that's where we partner with our friends like California Alliance for Golf in making sure that our golf courses and PGA members are represented at the state level and at the national level in a legislative format. So we'll start with PGA Hope. Again, helping our Patriots everywhere. PGA Hope introduces veterans to the game of golf as a therapeutic outlet. We have well over 250 trained Hope instructors throughout Southern California, which is a great milestone for our section. I'm going to hand it, at this point, I'm going to hand it over to James to speak a little bit more about our PGA Hope program. James is our PGA Hope coordinator. We also have a special guest, Mike Schultz. So with that being said, James, take it away.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Anthony. And good morning, everyone. I'm James Davenport, the PGA Hope coordinator, Navy veteran. And as Anthony had stated, PGA Hope introduces golf to veterans and active duty service members to enhance their physical, mental, social, and emotional well-being. It is a veteran program first and a golf program second. Obviously, the SCPGA cares a lot about their veterans as they have 3 on their staff currently. Next slide, please. Or scroll down. Thank you. Back up just a little bit. And then, okay, thank you very much. All right, so as we stated, PGA Hope is a veteran program, 6 weeks taught by PGA professionals that are certified in adaptive sports and military competency. So they kind of know a little bit about us. We go on stage and we talk about what a disabled veteran looks like. And then they kind of understand who it is we're serving and how we're gonna meet those goals of serving. Scroll down, please. And then, all right, who we serve. So as I stated before, it's for veterans. So anyone had served, whether they served for 3 years or if they retired like a bunch of us, anyone that has served is eligible to go through this class once and once only. All right, and then scroll down. All right. And then how this works. So PGA Hope programs are 6 weeks in length, consisting currently of 1 to 2 hour classes taught by PGA professionals. Training plans cover everything from basics to advanced, everything from rules of golf, etiquette, and then so on. At the completion and the 6th and final class, the PGA professionals will take the veterans out for a graduation ceremony where they'll play 9 holes in a team scramble. And then at the conclusion, we'll have tea gifts, graduation gifts, grad card that is created by National for them to continue their golf journey at a discounted rate. So once a veteran graduates from the Hope program, we assign them a chapter captain that's in charge of that county or that geographical location. And then they give opportunities through emails, whether it's community opportunities to volunteer, whether it's PGA Hope Play Days, which are set up, organized tee times for veterans to partake in. And then they get to continue their golf journey at a discounted rate because of a graduation benefits portal that we created for them. And with that, we have one of our graduates, Mike Schultz, USMC. Mike, are you on?
Yeah, right here.
And I'm going to have Mike talk about what it is to be a graduate, the impact of the program, and what he does as a volunteer chapter captain. So go ahead, Mike, take it away.
Yeah, thank you, James, and good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Schultz. I'm a graduate of the HOPE program. After serving in Iraq and deploying to Hurricane Katrina, I came back with my own injuries, visible and invisible. Fast forward to last year, and I'm seeking help. I'm navigating the system. I'm waiting 4 months to be seen by a clinician at the VA. And you can imagine those months felt like forever as you're searching for something to anchor. And then a bit of a glimmer of light. While waiting, I discovered PGA Hope. And the remarkable part was I was able to get into a Hope course within a week, just 1 week. Hope isn't about hitting a golf ball. For me, it was really about an immediate pathway to enhancing my physical, social, emotional well-being. I learned that golf offers a sense of camaraderie that so many veterans miss after their service. My journey didn't end with that graduation of that 6-week program. That's kind of where I began. The impact of PGA Hope inspired me to give back. And today I volunteer as the regional captain for LA. My mission, our mission, is to keep that sense of community alive, right? We organize regular monthly play days, skill building events, specifically for Hope graduates. And it's all about ensuring that that journey continues and for the veterans to keep honing their skills. So I don't think I have to tell this room that golf isn't just a leisure activity. It's a vital, proven path to healing and a renewed purpose. My story, like many other veterans, demonstrates that, while the wait for traditional care can be long, there are immediate, impactful solutions available. And I'm really glad I found Hope. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mike. And then I'm going to just wrap this up with the conclusion. We have just started the open enlistment period, which will close on the 6th of October. If there is anyone looking to start a program at their facility for 2026, including present facilities, you must contact me before the deadline. That's pretty much all I got. Thanks for the opportunity to help us shape lives, change lives, and possibly even save lives. Thanks, John.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Mike, for your presentation. We know it personally here at South Hills Country Club. We're on our third Hope program. And just, like Mike had alluded to, it wasn't the end of the journey going through the PGA Hope program. It was the beginning. And seeing the relationships that build out of it and, span so much more than golf. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thanks, James. Hey, James, I got a quick question for you before we let you go. How many impact stories do you hear like Mike's?
Sometimes it's 2 a day from the veterans themselves. Sometimes I'm on a phone call from a veteran that's really struggling with it. And for us to be able to put them in touch with a PGA professional like Damian Christian at the Navy golf course, it's truly impacting people's lives for the better, giving them an opportunity to get out of their house, be around other people that are struggling with the same things that even I struggle with.
We're really fortunate to have James running this program. Obviously James as a former Hope ambassador, served in the military. He really understands what a lot of our veterans are going through. And the impact this program has had on him, as well as all of our veterans here in Southern California. I'm not sure if, everyone on the call is aware. We've served well over 1,000 veterans since we've started this program here in Southern California. It's been a pretty dramatic climb as far as number of veterans served, just even in the past 5 years. So it's a lot of hard work. Amberlyn Dorsey, who is no longer with the section, really started the mission, making sure that we were properly represented running all of our Hope programs, and James has really grabbed the torch and run with it. So thanks to you, James, for all the hard work that you do. Mike, thanks for being on. It's great to see you. One quick note, as mentioned in our mission, we do have something called a grad portal. So when all of our Hope program graduates, when they're done with the session, they receive a grad card, as well as an opportunity to have access to a special website where they get discounts on products, right? So PXG, as an example, sponsor of this Catalyst call, also provides some pretty great incentives for our military veterans, especially coming through the Hope program. But they get discounts on rounds of golf and other things as well. One of the cool things about that grad portal is you can have an opportunity to sign up for a handicap. And I like to browse through our PGA Hope USGA portal to see how many of our Hope graduates actually have established a handicap. We're well over 200, just reached a 200 mark, which is pretty remarkable. I mean, that's 20% of our graduates who come through our program are actually going on to create a handicap, who are going out to play more. So that's, I think that's when what we talk about in regards to impact and lifelong, creating lifelong golfers. It's such a cool stat, and something that I'm really proud to see. So transitioning on to our SCPGA Tour overview, we can scroll down to that slide there, John. Sorry, just so we can get a full view of all of our great alumnus. There we go, right in the middle. One of our pillars, obviously, our starting pillar is the SCPGA Junior Tour. Our Junior Tour really is the backbone of competitive junior golf here in Southern California. We host nearly over 400 tournaments each year across 3 tours, a JDT, which stands for Junior Development Tour, our Players Tour, and the Toyota Tour Cup. So each one of these levels really provides an opportunity for where we as a section, as a foundation, can meet competitive players where they're at and help them then transition to the next level. So JDT, 9-hole events, it's for beginner players, typically held at shorter golf courses. Think our executive courses, par 3 courses. We allow parent caddies out there so they feel a little bit more comfortable. Once they shoot a target score, they have an opportunity to move up to our Players Tour, which is 18-hole events. They're getting to experience a little bit more of that competitive format. Competition is a little stiffer. And then at the highest echelon, our Toyota Tour Cup, and that's where our competitive players are playing in 2-day events. They're very comparable to AJGA events, a great place to present their game for college recruiters. So it's really a great place for all kids, golfers of all levels, to experience the world of competitive golf. I want to recognize Kevin Smith and the whole junior golf team. They do incredible work. It's a lot of events, and they really have a passion and a knack for conducting really well-run, professional-looking competitive events. If we scroll down a little bit, you can kind of see our alumnus, some of our famous alumnus. It's a great picture of Max and Tiger there. That's when Max won the Genesis Invitational. So that was really kind of a full circle moment for us. Tiger and Max both being former alumnus of our junior tour. There's a list there of some pretty high level players. The cool thing about our alumni, though, is it's not only just great players, but people who have gone out in the business world, in their community as not only great players, but again, great leaders. So we can scroll down a little bit, which brings us to our Alumni Association. And I'm not sure, Eric, were you able to be added as a panelist? Eric, are you there?
He
I
is,
don't think you're,
he's not
Technical
there.
difficulties, Anthony.
got it. No problem. I wanted to share a little bit about what we're creating here through our alumni association. So this was really a big initiative for Eric Lohman. And Eric, who obviously is not only our past president, current foundation chairman, Eric is an alumnus of our SCPGA Junior Tour, as well as Nikki Gatch, who's on our call as well. So we know that throughout Southern California, in the number of decades that we've been running junior golf tournaments, there are probably thousands of people throughout Southern California who have benefited from creating memories, experiences through our junior tour. So we've created an alumni association, first and foremost, just to kind of reconnect with those individuals. We are planning on hosting events, a place where people like Nikki and Eric and Kevin Smith, who's our junior golf director, is an alumnus as well. A place where those individuals can come maybe to an event or a virtual event and reconnect. And the cool thing is, since our history spans over decades, it's really an opportunity for us to get different generations coming together, sharing experiences and stories. That's really the first objective. And the second objective is really to help mentor and support our current junior tour programs through our grants and scholarships pillar, through an alumni membership. So please keep an eye out and ear out. We will be launching this alumni membership very soon. We are in the final process of creating this membership, of delivering a great product and a great experience to Southern California golfers, especially our alumnus. So keep an eye out for that. John, we'll scroll down to our grants and scholarship pillar. There we go. So you see there.
Just to add a little bit there, Anthony, about the size and the scope of the junior golf program in Southern California. And, I echo your commending Kevin Smith and his team, and to be able to service 3 tours that have almost 4,000 kids in them. When you look at the alumni list and the star-studded cast of alumnus that have come through our Southern California Foundation Junior Golf Program, that's when the program had 1,500 to 2,500 kids in it. Now that it's got close to 4,000, the continuity of the quality of the players, that's only going to exponentialize as time goes on. And that speaks volumes to, being able to keep up with the service and the scope of such a large junior golf operation.
John, just to echo that point and sentiment, as I've been diving into this alumni project, understanding and learning how our junior tour has evolved over, the past 30 plus years, from Southern California Junior Golf to when our section took it over, the addition of something like JDT and Toyota Tour Cup. For those on this call who have a lot of experience with our section, Nikki Gatch used to run the junior golf department, is certainly responsible for a lot of the additions that were made throughout the years. So, to your point, John, every year, I think we think about our junior tour and how can we, how are we increasing the experience? How are we adding value? How are we making these tournaments memorable for these kids? Again, the addition of a caddy program through JDT, those types of things. I know that our junior golf team thinks a lot about, in addition to just running great events. So no, I appreciate you saying that, John. So moving on to our grants and scholarships pillar. You can see in this slide, we've seen a pretty dramatic rise in requests for financial assistance. And so those of you who might not know exactly what our grants and scholarships pillar is, and grants are one thing and scholarships are another thing. So grants are for our current SCPGA Junior Tour players. So these are kids who are between the ages of 6 and 17, currently playing on our Junior Tour, and families. These families have kids who can play golf. They're competitive, but they might not be in a place where they can afford to pay tournament entry fees for the full year. So we have an opportunity for those families to apply through our foundation. It's a pretty extensive application process. They need to include backing financial information. They need to give reasons why their families might be facing hardship. But it's important for us. Again, going back to our mission, we don't want finances to stand in the way of any child with the ability to compete and the love of the game, the wanting to compete. We don't want to have finances stand in the way as a burden. So you see picture there, Mo Martin. Mo won the 2014 Women's British Open, was our first grant recipient, which is such a cool story. She now serves as a foundation board member. She's really the spokesperson for our grants program. And speaking of which, we actually have a special guest, another great spokesperson, and that's Jenny Bethune. She's the co-founder of T Dudes and T Divas. John, if we can scroll down a little bit. I wanted to invite Jenny to come on and just speak a little bit about her program, the youth that she gets to see and serve every day, and then maybe a little bit about how we work together.
Hey, thank you for having me. You guys can hear me?
Gotcha, Jenny. Yep.
Okay. Well, again, I'm Jenny Bethune, and I'm not the founder, but I'm a member of the T Divas and T Dudes. And in 2026, we will celebrate 30 years in the Los Angeles community as a golf club with adults, and then having a junior golf program. I'm the chair of the junior golf program. And like many of us know that once COVID hit, uh, golf was basically one of the only sports that young people could participate in, but there was a need for the kids to get out. And so we found many kids coming to our program and we started to expand. But I realized that if you want to be successful as a junior golfer, you need to play tournaments. And that's why the relationship with the SCPGA and the Junior Foundation got started. We encourage our parents and our juniors to sign up for JDT. It's a great introductory level program. Also, the SCPGA's PGA Junior League, good for recreational players. It's a good introduction to golf. It's very low key, not stressful. And then if you want to be competitive, again, JDT, Players Tour, and Toyota Tour Cup. As Anthony has said, kids want to participate, but in California, with gas costing $5, $6 a gallon, our families don't have a lot of discretionary income. And so we really turn to SCPGA and say, what can we do to work together to help these kids who need to play more tournaments if they would like to get on the junior golf scoreboard, where there's a national ranking, but you have to play 2-day tournaments. To get to a 2-day tournament, you have to play at least 1-day tournament and be pretty good at it, single digit handicaps. But JDT offered the pathway, but we needed the funds. And so we started working with Anthony and the foundation. They've been matching our donations. So we work with other junior golf groups within Southern California, like the Inland Golf Academy in Riverside. We donate money for our kids, and thankfully and graciously, the foundation has been able to match our funds. One of our juniors, Seham Ibrahim, we were able to donate $500. It was matched. She's on the Toyota Tour Cup, and a 2-day tournament, which is reasonable, is $300. We also help if our parent needs to have travel expenses. That's something that our golf club, we help them with a hotel room for a night, especially if they have to travel from Los Angeles, Culver City area into Palm Springs, Palm Desert, or, 65, 75 miles away from home. We want our kids to be well rested. Uh, but again, CHAM has moved tremendously on the junior golf scoreboard. She's ranked within the top 300 across the nation. Again, because the best tour is coming from Southern California, Toyota Tour Cup. And it's equal to, as I tell people across the country when I'm traveling, it's equal to AJGA, but it's based in Southern California. Uh, Again, the matching funds with the grants is beneficial. So as I go around Southern California into urban communities like Compton, Watts, Willowbrook, Carson, parts of Lawndale, I encourage our parents to sign up for JDT, get into Players Tour. I walked them through the application process. And again, I said that we will help with the financial aid if their kid wants to play more tournaments. Again, the affiliate, the partnership with the SCPGA Junior Foundation is making those dreams come true for many of our kids.
Jenny, thank you so much for that. It's what an honor to be able to work with your organization. Jenny alluded to this through, she runs PGA Junior League teams, and then she takes the kids who are the best and brightest at the recreational level, and then helps and escorts them along the way through the competitive pathway. So it's you're helping us. You're providing an opportunity for kids who might not have that resource, as well as an introduction. So it's truly an honor, and we really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story today, Jenny.
Oh no, you know what? Again, it's a passion for mine. I spent over 30 years in law enforcement as a deputy sheriff in LA County, so I saw what a good partnership can do for young people, having somewhere to go. And we tell our parents, get your kid to the golf course. We will catch them and we will keep them going in the right direction. So many of our kids, because of golf, they're receiving 100% full ride scholarships. Another one that came through PGA Junior League, Alyssa Davis, is now in a PGA management program at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. This would not be happening without the foundation and having a good program, consistent leadership, and consistent training. So thank you.
Thanks, Jenny. And great segue into the second half of our grants and scholarships pillar. John, if we could scroll down a little bit. You see the 2025 our SCPGA Foundation scholarship recipients. Alyssa Davis is one of our scholarship recipients. So she's an SCPGA Foundation scholar, received $10,000 to go towards her education costs. Certainly an impressive individual, great resume. The fact that she's going on to study PGA management. It's just a great win for everybody involved here. So we certainly are proud to support all of our scholarship recipients. This is really how and why the foundation was created in the first place. Although obviously we've expanded a lot over the course of the past 20 plus years. We've awarded over $1 million in scholarship funding since the foundation's inception. So we're proud to partner with organizations like the Friends of Golf, the Bob McCurry family, the members of the Palma Valley Country Club, to offer different types of scholarships for all kids. They don't need to be great players. Obviously having an affiliation with our organization helps, but they don't need to be great players. They just need to be great kids, demonstrate impact, community service, obviously excellence in their grades and studies. but we're really proud and happy to support all of our SCPGA Foundation scholarship recipients. So we'll move forward to Clubs for Youth. And just want to give a quick note here. Apologies for the technical. We planned on having this as a presentation. Unfortunately, we were unable to. So, John, thanks for managing the slide deck for us. We did have a video in the next scheduled to play in the next slide. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be able to happen. But we'll talk a little bit about Clubs for Youth. Our next pillar. Clubs for Youth provides underserved high schools with complete sets of clubs, and coaching support. Since that program's inception, we've donated nearly 1,000 sets to local high schools. So, we go off to local high schools, and this is really, this was started, this program was started nearly 10 years ago. Tom Addis had a big part of this when he was serving as executive director. Tom always said, essentially, it's important to meet kids when they're figuring out what they want to do, what their thing is in life. And, especially at that high school level, if we could get a set of clubs in front of a high school student who might be figuring out what their sport is, obviously equipment is very important and impactful. If you have your own set of golf clubs, it's easy for you to go out and play and practice on your own, not with a team. Jenny had mentioned COVID and the impact COVID has had on golf. We really see it not only in our grants pillar, but in our Clubs for Youth pillar as well, in that we get testimony from our high school golf coaches saying, we have never seen the interest level for high school golf as high as it is now. And especially from our girls, our female players. There's a lot more opportunities for our female players, flag football in high schools, but a lot of these girls want to be multi-sport athletes. That was part of the video we had intended to show for you, but want to let you know our Clubs for Youth program is making huge impacts throughout Southern California, again, especially at that high school level. We're fortunate enough to now start making our second visits to some of these underserved high schools to make sure they have the equipment to continue growing their high school golf programs. So we'll scroll down, John, past that video. Off to player development. So our community accessibility and advocacy pillar obviously encompasses our player development programs. We coordinate all of the player development programs, the national assets like Drive, Chip, and Putt, PGA Junior League, at least at the postseason level. We collaborate with our community partners, First Tee, SCPGA Junior, Latina Golfers Association, T Dudes and T Divas. I'm going to let Matt Rogers speak to that. Matt Rogers is our foundation manager. Our player development, community accessibility, and advocacy portion, really that's a huge part of what of the programs in territories that he manages. So Matt, are you on the call?
I'm here.
Matt, take it away.
All right, thanks, Anthony. Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here. Glad to talk about all the great things we're doing at the foundation. As Anthony mentioned, on the player development side, we handle the PGA Junior League postseason, drive, chip, and putt, locals, sub-regionals, and every few years we are hosting the regional for drive, chip, and putt, which is going to happen next year in 2027, 2-year increments. But big shout out to all the coaches and the players out there. PGA Junior League, as we host the postseason, the coaches and players are there throughout the year, especially in the spring and summer, just competing and building those teams up and getting them prepared for the All-Star postseason, which is a great way. We love. One of the best parts about it is that it's a national. These are national competitions. PGA Junior League, drive, chip, and putt. we love to host those. We've hosted this year 2 qualifiers and a section championship, and with the collaboration of the PGA national team, hosted the regional championship at Desert Springs Resort and Spa out in Palm Desert. With that, we're extremely proud of, if you don't know, we're extremely proud of Peter Barrow and the Altadena team for all that they've endured this year, beginning in January. So if you see Peter or anyone a part of that team, give them a big pat on the back. Congratulations. I know it didn't end the way they had hoped and dreamed, but either way, a huge accomplishment for them to get that far, considering the circumstances. And we're extremely proud of them. Drive, chip, and putt. Again, it's a 4-stage event starting from locals all the way to the national finals at Augusta National the Sunday before the Masters week. I was able to help out last year at that level and see the starstruck kids, from age 7 to 15 out there. I don't even know if they remembered their shots. They just looking around and they're just in awe of where they were, along with me and everyone else. So it's a fun way for anyone to pick up a club for the first time, or to just get out there and take their crack at their best 9 shots of the day. 3 for the drive, 3 for the chip, 3 for the putt. It can get pretty intense out there. It's long days. Shout out to all our volunteers out there. Many of them are PGA Hope graduates. So Mike has helped out along with many others. They're the pillars of they're the foundation of our volunteer crew out there, and I can't thank them enough. So yeah, this year we've had about 2,000 participants in drive, chip, and putt, with 15 locals, 3 subs. They're going to Hawaii this year for the regionals, and we wish all of them best of luck as they try to make their way to the national finals in Augusta. If you could please, John, just scroll down a little bit to the community partners. So with the drive, chip, and putt especially, we have the SCGA Junior and multiple First Tee chapters that are willing and excited to help out and host these drive, chip, and putt qualifiers, to name a few things that they help out with. We want to get them involved. It's a great way for the golf community to learn about other events happening elsewhere. So we're always excited to team up with them and all the First Tee chapters and learn more about what they do and help out their golfers and vice versa. With that, the Latina golfers in Azucena, huge partner. We work with them in multiple ways of providing professional instruction at some of their events, and working alongside them on a advocacy level with the California Alliance for Golf. The JM Eagle LA Championship, we held a 50-50 raffle this year, where we were on site at the entrance at a booth. And we were looking for donations or entries, and 50% of that went to the foundation, and the other half went to benefiting of the fire victims back in January. So we're always these are just to name a few. We are always looking for partners to just spread the message on golf in the ways that we can help them, and the ways that golf can help benefit the community. If you could please, John, scroll down. Like I mentioned, Latina golfers, in Azucena, big partner in the California Alliance for Golf. We work with them on a state level. We with the California Alliance for Golf, once a year we go up and do a Capitol Day, where we are in Sacramento, meeting with legislators and going through the agenda of golf and what we think is going to benefit us that year, as far as it comes to legislation, or it may do the opposite. So we want to be there to champion with them and just work alongside the legislators and maybe teach them a little bit more about golf. Some of them are non-golfers, so we want to bring them up to speed on all the great things we're doing, which it'd be great for them to hear this presentation. I'll be sure to share it. they don't know these things. They don't know what golf is doing. The big picture of golf, really has in the past few years has been on PGA Tour and the Live dispute. That's what 90% of the American public is seeing. Where on the other side, we are doing all these great things, and we want to be sure to champion that, let them know. And that's really what the SCPGA Golf Advocacy Ambassador Program is about. It is a program where we connect PGA members and associates with their district representatives, their elected officials, and that is to create relationships and have them champion for the game, what they are doing for as far as golf is concerned, to benefit the community and beyond. So we're always looking for ways to make golf, more than just those 18 hole, that 18 holes, the 5-hour rounds, right? We want to have these. We want to continue to build on these programs that we have, so that we just can expand our reach and what we can do in the golf world. Along with that, municipal golf, we are at a section level, we're members of multiple municipal golf advisory committees, and we also attend other organizations meetings, just to be sure that everything that they do is aligned with the mission of the SCPGA, the foundation, and is in the best hands in the golf world. Community engagement, again, it's all about building relationships on advocacy level. We don't want to have to go to a legislator when a bill is against us, where our backs are against the wall. We want to be able to just build on those relationships, so that when the time comes, they have a better understanding of where we're at, and they can lean on us for legislation. They're always looking for. They're not the experts in golf. They're not really the experts in a lot of things. They see it in a lot of the actions they take is a vote or a non-vote, as far as keeping their seat. And we want to be there to help them, along with all the other organizations and industries that are trying to get things to go their way. We want to be sure that we're on top of it, and we're having those meetings throughout the year. And it's nonstop. So that's all I got for today. I know we're pushing the time, so I'll kick it back to Anthony.
Well, just to echo what you're talking about with advocacy and getting to know your city councilmen, getting to know your representatives, because many of them don't play golf and are not familiar with the game. And it's just like the food is it's the old adage, right? The food is always better when you know the chef. And the golf community is always more well received if you're not a golfer, when you know the people that represent the game. And so, Matt, you've been so supportive with the Golf Advocacy Ambassador Program, and it really comes down to just establishing and building and nurturing those relationships. Thank you, sir.
Yep, thanks, John. As well as anyone, with hosting those legislators, and we're proud to have you as an ambassador. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt, and thanks, Sean. Obviously, very important work that Matt's doing, not only in the player development space, obviously in the advocacy world as well. Last thing we'll touch on quickly is obviously, we do a lot as a foundation in regards to impact, and those we wouldn't be able to do those things without the ability to fundraise. So these fundraisers are obviously extremely important for our foundation and a huge part of what we do, and a constant source of thought in how we can go about raising more money. And we do have a lot of PGA members who throughout Southern California support us, whether through donating rounds of golf or participating in our events. We'll touch on those quickly. Our Foundation Classic at Riviera Country Club. Special thanks to General Manager Jim Richardson, as well as Director of Golf Tadia Shitake, Kirk, who's a head professional there, they graciously allow us to come and host a big pro-am. We do a big dinner the night before. This pro-am is typically the week after the Genesis Invitational. So you can imagine the golf course is in great shape. We have clubs coming from all across the country, bringing 3 amateurs out as well as a professional to compete every year for a great purse. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year. We raised well over $200,000 in gross proceeds from this event. Unfortunately, last year we did have to cancel due to the Palisades fire happening right before the event. But we're hopeful that we'll be able to return in 26 and make it a really special event. Our Play Yellow event, there you can see, this is a first for us. We thanks to John Kulo again. John, your name keeps coming up here on the call. So thanks first and foremost for being such a gracious foundation supporter. But you graciously opened your doors to us to host our first ever Play Yellow Birdie Bash. Was a great event, raised over $60,000. Benefiting both our foundation and the Children's Hospital Los Angeles. Our PGA Hope Monarch event held at Monarch Beach Golf Links, hosted by Eric Leone. Thank you, Eric, for that. Eric wanted to make sure that his facility, that him and his facility were stepping up to be a supporter of the foundation. We conduct that event every spring. And then we do a number of online fundraisers. So we do have our Club Car fundraiser launching next week, and that's where Club Car is a proud partner of our section and our foundation. They kindly donated a golf cart for us to essentially raffle off. It's what we call a sweepstakes here in Southern California. But alongside that sweepstakes, we also have a number of different products, golf rounds that we auction off. So for those of you on the call, obviously feel free to when you see that launch, feel free to check that out. And if you so happen to share with maybe some of your friends or members, we certainly would appreciate that. So with all that being said, I think we're leading up to the 9 o'clock hour here. I did want to leave maybe a few minutes for a Q&A or any comments, questions, concerns. So thanks again, John, for allowing us to speak about all of our activity.
No, thank you, Anthony. And on behalf of the Education Committee for the section, thanks for coming on to the team, the entire foundation team, Jenny, and also Mr. Schultz joining us as well with his veterans perspective. Want to thank everybody for all of your efforts at the foundation. Definitely keep up the good work. And to the 96 PGA members that joined us this morning on the Catalyst webinar, thank you very much for your support. Your participation in joining us this morning has earned you 1 PDR credit towards your ongoing education in this new PDR cycle. And I don't see any questions or hand raised. So I think that wraps it up for today. Thank you, everybody. Anthony, thank you for putting this together. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you soon.